Hi everyone, my name is David. Thanks for watching this video today. I'm making this video because I get asked these kinds of questions often, a lot. Do narcissists date each other? What's it like? Do they get married? Do they know each other? Do they recognize each other in public and stuff like this? So I did a video about this topic a while ago. It must have been 2-3 years ago. So I'm doing it again. Hopefully I got some new information. So basically, do narcissists date each other? Yes, they do. It happens. And I want to go over a simple dynamic of what that is, what it looks like. And I would say the covert and overt narcissists do find each other in love. And just briefly to go over it, the covert or the overt narcissist is overtly, openly, plainly, readily apparent, obvious, doesn't hide it, doesn't care, arrogant, maybe haughty attitude, total ego, thinks they're amazing, will find their identity quite often through successes, maybe in employment, career, finances, belongings, and their family. The kind of narcissist that wants to be deemed maybe as just great, good at everything. So they will often have families, a wife and children, but maybe not love them, but it's what it looks like on the outside. Total success, better than everyone else. And then the covert, covert, think of it as covered, covert operation, secret, hidden, has a projected false self, really rejects their self. And both of these people don't have a developed self. They don't. They project an image to the world and believe that's who they are. And the overt never really formed a self at all, doesn't care as much as where the covert maybe really just more and more shame, and protects themselves, doesn't want anybody to know who they are, really has the mask on. They will play pity party, sorry, feel sorry for me, I'm unable to do this, kind of get everybody's attention and help that way. Where the overt will be loud, obnoxious, attack people, things like this. So I see both of them getting together, and I've seen this actually. And they will maybe get married, have children, stuff like this. And so I want to go over some of the things that they do, and they both kind of want some of the same things in different ways, and it looks different ways. So as we know, narcissists want attention. The overt narcissist wants all the attention on them, center of attention. I've got to be bigger, better, smarter, more money, more successful than anyone else in the room, and will buy into this and invest in this idea of themselves all the time. Where the covert gets attention through making you believe that they're such a good person, and then maybe could fake injuries, health, sickness, stuff like this, but basically get you to feel sorry for them, and that's how they get what they need. Whereas a overt will really bully people for what they need. And you'll see narcissists alternate through back and forth and switch back and forth to this quite often. So sometimes it's not just narcissists are just overt or just covert. You'll see them be overtly narcissistic until somebody may damage their ego or push them back in their spot and call them out and stuff like this. Then they play the victim, stuff like this. This could be quite typical of narcissists. So when I start talking about subtypes and stuff like this, it can get confusing. So don't let it confuse you. Let's just say there's an overt male narcissist, and I'm going to talk about the covert female narcissist. So they'll feed off each other, and they'll find their status, their style, they'll invest in appearance and things like this off each other. So the covert female, to make it easier, I wanted to do that, female and male. The male overtly, and the female covert narcissist. The female narcissist will feed into this man's ego. And the more higher that she can make him in society, the more successful, the more prominent, the more superior, the more grandiose he is, she feeds him that. And then she lives off of that. And so they'll find their status and success in each other. And so she will appreciate him making all the money, say, and buying all the things that give them status and make them feel better people than the people that they're around. And he will feed off that as I'm number one. She'll let him, and he'll get all the attention right away from people, while she will be in the background. And so imagine there's the neighborhood and neighbors get together quite often, just to try to use a scenario here. And say there's 6 different neighbors that get together and whatever, they play cards or have party out in the street, stuff, whatever it is. And he will be boisterous and yell and talk louder and pick on people, and he'll wear a nice gold watch, Rolex, and he'll brag about his position as president of a company and talk about how much things cost and things like this, right? And be competitive and want to compete in sports and always win and stuff like this, where she will let him, and she wants him to be the best and top number one, because she gets to ride his coattails, so to speak. They're enmeshed and believe that they're one person. And so the better and more successful and higher in status he is, she believes she is too. And so they go to this, like a party where people kind of know them, and he gets all the attention, but in the back scenes, right, she's telling them how he abuses her. He doesn't give her anything. He's always out and doesn't know where he is, and always mean to her and neglects her. And then everybody ends up feeling sorry for her and believing that she's actually the good person and he's a bad person. So she ends up getting more and more attention than he does. You see that? Lots of admiration, right? Lots of, like I said, grandiose self-importance, and he just feeds off that, man. He loves it, and she can never do enough of it, and she has to constantly do it. And the covert is very passive-aggressive. So when he makes her mad and upsets her and hurts her feelings, she just puts on that smile, right? And then she thinks of things to do later to him, maybe steal money from him, talk bad about him, hurt him in these kinds of ways where he's not really aware or conscious of it. He exploits, they're very exploitative. Narcissists are exploitative. They're actually codependent on each other. And so he will admire her, and it's about looks, sex, things like this. He'll want her to dress sexy. He'll want her to wear the best clothes and jewelry and always have her hair done and makeup done, and he gets very angry when it's not and ridicules her and tells her she's ugly, thinking that he can get her to be pretty all day, every day, like a little doll on his arm candy, right? So when he goes out, she looks her best, dressed to the nines. See that? And he doesn't have to really do much of the family thing. She takes care of the children more and hates him more for it. But she feeds that ego. She'll always feed that ego, and when she's mad or angry or hurt, she'll take it out on him in ways that he may not even understand or realize it. So he gets to feel special and unique, overtly up front to people that's around them, and they might give him compliments or just give him attention by listening, stuff like this. And then she'll feel special and unique that she's the victim. Poor her. She's such a good person. I just don't know how she puts up with him. God bless her heart. She's a special person. You ever heard that? Right? You ever heard the horrible husband or the horrible wife, and then people say, the ones that are married to them, oh man, she just puts up with his stuff and takes care of him and does all the things that he wants, and she really deserves better. Bless her heart. That's not a neat, good thing. It's unhealthy as hell. But haven't you guys seen that? I so have seen that so many times. And so they're both getting their attention from people, totally different ways. They feed off each other with status and ego that way. So he gets he does all the work. You know, maybe he's the one that is the breadwinner, is president of a company, dresses nice sometimes, doesn't feel he has to others, and so he makes it real clear. He shows people, he lets people know he's got money and power and success that way. And then she says she doesn't even think it's just his. It's no, it's ours. You know, I do it too. And I have seen so much. Now, don't get me wrong, being a mother and wife and taking care of the house and cooking is a huge job, huge. But I'll see this right in marriages, right as they start, and he's maybe a millionaire, right? He's making $150,000 a year, and she right away entitled to it. Right away, you know, we are successful, we are wealthy, and she'll say that often too. You see that? So that was my gist. That was the gist of the scenario. And I hope I explained that really well to help you guys understand. And, you know, and all you guys out there too, I wanted to say a disclaimer that if you find yourself doing some of those things with your overt narcissist when you're with them, doesn't mean that you're a narcissist, okay? It's a spectrum. You could say we're all on, and maybe you had some narcissistic behaviors too, because it really does matter who you spend your life with and who you allow in your life and who your friends are. This kind of stuff can rub off onto you, and you'll notice you may start acting like the narcissist that you can't stand, and even doing some of the behaviors we don't like, just like we'll often raise our children some of the same ways our parents raised us that we hate and don't like and swear we'll never do, and we end up doing it. So that's why it's so important who's in your life. It's just so important who you allow in your life. It says everything really about you. How much respect do you have for somebody when you tell them everything horrible someone did to you for years and just attacked you and beat you, or, you know, all these horrible things, and someone you know remains talking to them and keeps them in your life? You know, it says a lot. And so we need to be very aware of who people are and take time to get to know who they are, stuff like this, okay? So I thought that scenario was interesting. I hope you guys find it interesting. Let me know. Come up with, if you can, if you're aware of some scenarios like this and some of the behaviors they have with each other. I'd love to hear. It would make the video better. People can go down there and read those stuff. So let me know. Okay? Thanks, guys. Love yourself first. I will see all of you soon.